You know what? You couldn't hear me, and I don't know why I had my fucking mic muted, but I'm glad you mentioned that. It wasn't muted earlier, so let me start over. I just said hi to all of you in the chat. I'm not going to do it again. So, hey. Thank you for watching Speak of the Devil, even with the audio technical issue. My name's Reverend Campbell. Today I'm being joined by Lord Lorcan. Lorcan Black, how are you, my man?
Hello. What's up?
Not much, man. It's good to see you. We've actually been sort of circling the drain, trying to get this to happen since early this year, I think.
Yeah, I've been sending you checks for the past year and just
I've been
waiting for you to
catching.
bite. So
Well, we're here now. We can make it live, and it's all good. And they can hear me, and they can hear you. So we're doing swell at this point. That's fucked up too. I just want to step out of the show really quick. Oh shit, they can't hear you.
no, I'm just kidding.
All they see is the mouth moving. What's up, Lex? No, that's happened to me I think twice now, where I go, like, you and I are talking, we can hear each other. I go live, and then all of a sudden it's muted for no fucking reason. I don't understand it. Don't get it. But whatever. We're good now.
Technical mayhem.
Yeah, in a live show, this shit will happen. So
Mm.
let's talk, man. It's called Speak of the Devil. Let's lead with the devil side of it. How did you discover Satanism?
Um, well, when I was born, I was dropped off on the steps of a church, and a homeless guy came by and slid a satanic. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
You'll need this later, kid.
yeah, exactly. No, actually, well, first off, hello to everybody in the chat room. Thanks for watching. Um, but with Satanism, I was a late bloomer. I was 27. It was back in 2007. And I was surfing the web. And sometimes you go to these websites, and on the side of the screen, it'll get these pop-ups saying like celebrities or famous people that share your birthday.
I've been to
Well,
porn sites.
well, I've heard that before. That's funny. I do not do that.
You
Um,
lonely dude.
yeah, exactly. Um, but I was scrolling through, checking them out and everything, and my birthday is April the 11th. So I'm scrolling through, and I see this very interesting bald-headed fellow with a snake around his neck. So it just kind of struck me right off the bat. So I clicked on it and started reading and looking at his bio and uh, Church of Satan and Satanic Bible, Satanic rituals, and I'm like, yes. So it was either the next day or a couple of days later. I ended up going to Barnes and Noble and going down the aisle, and I had no idea where it was. Had no idea where to really look for it and everything, and I wasn't about to ask anybody. So I was like, I figured they might stone my ass.
I'm
So
sorry, you want to see what?
yeah, I guess.
The front door is right over there.
How dare thee?
You need Jesus.
Yeah, exactly, right. The whole time they're going down the aisle, they're just crossing themselves. We're praying for you. We're praying for you. But I ended up finding it, and I'm looking at it, and there was just one copy sitting there, and I'm just kind of nervous to pick it up, and I ended up finally grabbing it. And I looked at it a little bit, sat her down, and picked it back up, and uh,
I didn't get
so
burned yet.
yeah. But yeah, I ended up buying it and taking it home, and at the time I had a studio, and I just went out there in my little corner, my little chair, lit a couple candles, and started reading, and it was amazingly eye-opening.
Hmm.
Um, it was scary and exhilarating to finally see something that was on my own thought process.
Yeah.
All these years, I'm thinking I'm a freak, and I'm the strange one out because that's how I was treated. Even by my own family, it's like, oh, he's the weird one. So, um, but I was like, holy shit, this guy knows me. So, But I'm a pretty slow reader. It took me about 10 days to read it, and once I got done, that was it, man.
Hell yeah. So, were you interested in sort of atheist philosophy or the occult before you got into it? Like, what side of that did you land on?
Well, I've always been fanatical about everything ritualistic, all sides of the spectrum and everything, but the occult had me strong. I was reading all kinds of books on witchcraft and sorcery and things like that, and it's still, I never believed, that I was ever going to con demons and
I always imagined it like, oh shit, I think we got to be frozen.
do you?
Fuck.
That's a hell of an image to be frozen on too.
I'm sure it'll catch up in a. It better catch up in a second. What the fuck? Okay, that's weird.
That's awesome.
I have no idea. That's there we are. Just had to catch up with the bitrate. We're back. Well, I think that's interesting because you had mentioned that you discovered it on the bookshelf for the first time. You picked it up for a second. You put it back down. You picked it back up. There's something that I don't know that most people appreciate that you don't find with any other religious texts. There's a weight, and I'm not talking about a physical weight, but there's an emotional weight to the Satanic Bible. Like when you first get it, there you a little excitement, a little bit of fear, a little trepidation, whatever it is. There's an emotional weight attached to that book that no other religious text has. And when other people see it and they're like, "Oh, can I look at that?" They're sort of asking permission to be let into this secret or something, which is really kind of cool, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you figure. I mean, I think across the board, if you've ever, I mean, I don't want to say almost every family is religious, or got religious people in it, but you're always taught about God or gods, and horror movies are always the devil is bad, the devil swallows your soul, and so as soon as you see the title of the book, or in the name of the religion itself, it's, oh shit, I can't even look at that, and I might burst into flames.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean,
Go straight to hell.
And it was, when I first picked up the book, man, it was an adrenaline rush. Just touching it, man, it was like, it was almost as good as jumping out of an airplane.
I like to equate when I first discovered the Satanic Bible and because I also came in from the occult side of things, what I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be like you can summon whatever through it. And so it was like this weird Mulder from the X-Files situation where you're like, I want to believe that it is possible, even though in the back of your head, this voice is saying, don't be a dumbass.
Oh yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Well,
just enjoy it.
Well, when you first open the book and you see just the title of the chapters,
yeah,
right there, it's deceiving. It makes you think one thing. So if you don't continue along, so just for anybody who goes along and picks it up, they're like, oh shit, how to sell your soul. So
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So you got to go all the way.
Yeah, that's the other side of it too, though. I mean, there's some people who will never be able to break that frame because they were raised in such a religious environment or culture, regardless of whether they're religious or not, and they'll never get past that veneer of how to sell your soul or the Book of Belial or whatever it is, the vernacular that Satanism uses. They just can't get over that hurdle of, oh, well, this isn't actually worshiping Satan. Like, I don't understand. Well, maybe you never will, so just move along. But those of us who do, we love that part of it, right? I mean, it's the fun part of it.
It's the ultimate trick. It's, I mean, all these people around, look what he's into. It's so terrible. Oh my God, keep your children and your daughters away from him, Yeah. I'm just sitting here like, I don't believe in shit. So
I just went and had lunch with my sister and her husband, and we're in our 40s. and I've been a Satanist since my whole life. I mean, I was in high school, you know, talking about it with my family and getting ostracized. And it was just like this year that my sister decided to finally ask, so do you believe in like a Satan? I'm like, really? Like 30 years ago, you couldn't have asked this question? You waited this long? Like, you just been living in like blind ignorance about who I was? It's weird.
See, I would have said, yeah. I mean, hell yeah.
Yes, and.
He's in my spare bedroom right now.
You want to meet him? Yeah, you
little
play
3 foot.
He's going to make your husband be a cuck, but...
It's a dog. It's a dog. The dog walks out of the bedroom and you're like, here he is. Speak to him.
He shapeshifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. So what I always like to ask people, because there's one thing self-identifying as a Satanist, and there's another thing entirely joining the organization, the Church of Satan. So what was that for you?
What, joining the church?
Yeah, what was that hurdle that what was the decision?
Well,
rather than just self-identifying.
Well, after I read the Satanic Bible, that was back in 2007. So there was a big gap. There was a 9-year gap while I kind of just pushed it down and pushed it back, and wasn't ready. As much as I was ready, I was still too scared of my family casting me aside. And at that time, I had 3 very small children, and I just felt that they wouldn't be ready for it. They wouldn't understand it, because they've got grandparents that were really, really, we have to go to church twice a week, you know. So I just kind of buried it down, and I rolled with the family. I kept going to church, and, you know, and just, you know, just wasting time. And, but actually, what sparked everything back on track for me was on Facebook.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're like breaking up.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sparked everything back up for me was on Facebook, I saw a post for the Satanic Warlock. And I'm like, oh shit, this is something new that's coming out that's got to do with what I read years ago. And I started looking into it, and a friend of mine that I'm in a band with is a Satanist as well. He's been a Satanist for many, many, many years. I started talking to him about it and getting back into it, and it just kind of clicked, and I made a decision that I was accepting who I was. If you didn't like it, you got to get out of my way, even if it's family, because I was just tired of lying to myself, you know. And you even get to that point where you're just looking in the mirror every day, and it's just like, this isn't me. This isn't me. So when I joined the church, that was me solidifying that idea. That was me telling the world, here, look, I'm a card-carrying member of this ideology. Eat me if you don't like it. You know? And she said she wanted 2. So we compromised and had 5.
Are you guys going to have any more, or are you pretty much good?
Well, I've been...
Yeah. Let me ask you something, because I was fixed too. Did you have like problems with yours, or was it smooth sailing?
I wanted to die.
Okay.
You know, so good. So you've been through the process. So, you know, they put that funky little sheet over you, and then they pull you out.
I didn't have a sheet.
You didn't have a sheet?
No.
Oh man, I was taped back, and they put a sheet over me.
Dude.
So, but yeah, he gave me the injections to numb me, and he made that first cut, and I about went out the window that was behind the freaking fucking stretcher, whatever I was on. And he's like, you feel that? And I'm like, yes. He's like, you're not supposed to feel that.
You're like, really?
Yeah, I didn't think so either, So yeah, that was a nightmare because actually, he gave me more shots and they just didn't work. So once he got inside and started doing his business in there, I felt that too, and that was a grueling 20 minutes.
Holy shit.
He said, you're like one in a million. And I said well, that's what all the girls tell me, but thanks, doc.
Yay for being special. I'm like Braveheart right now. You're pulling shit
Yeah,
out of my
right?
balls.
Freedom! Oh, it sucked, dude.
Yeah.
I told him too. I said, I read on the paper that there's sometimes it doesn't take and they like reconnect. I told him, I said, this reconnects, I'm coming for your head.
You better do this right this one time, man. Otherwise,
right.
it's you. I'm cutting you, bitch.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Well, congratulations on the children. That's fantastic. We're gonna have to talk about kids sometime. Okay, so let's talk music. What were some of your early influences in music? What sort of put you on that path?
Well, what was funny is my household was filled with two basic genres of music. From my father, it was all old school country. I can't even name them. Yeah, but it's just way tear in my beer shit. And my brother was pumping King Diamond and Testament and Slayer, and so of course I gravitated towards him. And I'd say honestly, those were the earliest ones I remember. So if I had to say that my influences, my interest in music sprouted from anything, it was from King Diamond, Megadeth, Testament.
Testament was badass, dude.
Oh shit, they still are, man. Even their newer stuff is just
I
killing
haven't
it.
heard any new stuff.
Yeah, but it was later that I started expanding and I got into symphonic metal, like Nightwish and Within Temptation, and that blew my fucking mind. I mean, it was like everything changed after that. I was like, holy shit, now I know what I can do. But yeah, I'd say I really, really wanted to make music after I started listening to symphonic metal and things like that.
Well, you got some pipes. I mean, were you in classes growing up?
No, honestly, I've never taken a single music lesson for anything. No vocal lessons, no guitar, drums, no nothing.
Yeah,
I've done everything by ear.
that's cool.
But if I'm gonna give credit to anybody, I'd say I spent a lot of time singing Queensryche and Dokken records.
Hell yeah,
So
dude.
yeah, so I mean, Jeff Tate and Don Dokken, they were my teachers, I guess.
That's my era of growing up.
Yeah,
It was all hair metal, man. I love that shit so much.
it's the best time.
Yeah. Especially for vocal metal, I think. I mean, it was just great. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna listen to a track here in a little bit, but let's talk about what happened first for you. Was it Brackish Tide or was it Eyes of Octavia? Where's that come in?
Well, I've had numerous bands that I've been in this area, but it's really hard out here. I'll just on the shore to find musicians that are willing to put in the time and effort and stick with it for the long haul, especially financially. So I bounced from band to band, and finally, once I started really writing my own songs across the board with all the instruments, and, I just kept making these little demos and setting them aside. And I'm like, one day I'm gonna build my own band and we're gonna play this shit live. Well, it's almost impossible around here. So I was like, well, shit, I'll just do it myself. So I had at the time when I first hit the studio, I think I had 14 songs, and went in there and I knocked them all out. And by the time the studio was done, I had written three more, so 17 got done. So I've got 17 tracks sitting out there right now. Getting ready to release on between 2 albums, hopefully by the end of the year if everything works out. That's for the Eyes of Octavia. Um, so, but the only two aspects of music that I struggle with are guitar solos.
Mhm.
I just don't have that in me, and the bass guitar. Bass guitar, I can play basic bass, but I think bass should kind of be its own language over top of everything else.
Right.
So a friend of mine, Kevin, helped out with a lot of the bass tracks.
That's cool. I mean, I think that's important for artists, and hats off to you for being able to do it. Is recognizing where you're strong and where you're not so strong, and letting others step in where you're not so strong. I don't think that's easy for everyone to do.
Oh no.
And then, of course, the end project ends up suffering for it, and But yeah, I think that's really important, and it's certainly a massively satanic aspect of life. Is recognizing where you're strong and developing those weaknesses if you feel like you should, or just sort of shake them off and not do that whatever it is anymore. Um, has there been any influence in your work from Satanism at all? Like, has Satanism inspired any part of your passion in music?
I'm I'm gonna say no,
Oh, wow.
because honestly, um, I I I try usually, especially lyrically, um, I kind of just write off the fly. I don't sit down. I'm frozen again, aren't I?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you are. I'm looking at the camera. I'm not looking at you on the screen. Fuck, I wonder how long that's been.
Fuck.
It'll come back, but because your audio's
Yeah.
coming, so we're fine.
But so shit. What was I saying?
Um, Fuck now.
Yeah, I know, right?
This goddamn.
Screw it. Hey, let's just take it from the top, right?
So, hi, my name's Campbell. Welcome to Speak of the Devil.
Fuck.
No, so I mean, we were talking about how Satanism doesn't influence your music, and you were talking about how you write your lyrics on the fly.
Oh yeah. So, um, it's when I sit down and actually when I'm writing a song, I start with the guitar and the drums, and then I put keyboards to it and I work with it. The vocal is the last thing I do, and what actually comes first is the vocal melody, not the words.
Mm.
So I end up coming up with how I want to sing first, and then I put words to that. So for me, writing about something specific is just not that easy.
That's wild.
So
I was just watching a documentary about the Foo Fighters on Netflix, and that's how he was doing some of his songs too. It's like he would go in and just do this. He would get the melody down and sort of the riffs, and he would go in and just go ooh da ba da ba doo ba, just sort of spit out generic emotion in
yeah,
sound, and then he would put words to that.
yeah,
It's
it's
really interesting. I've never thought about doing it that way before until I saw that, and it's interesting that you do the same thing.
yeah,
Huh, that's
it's
cool.
easier for me that way. So if because I've had band members in the past, they'll bring me lyrics. They were like, "How about we use this for the song?" And I'm just like, "That's just not gonna happen because it's hard for me to turn words into a melody.
Yeah.
So I can do it the other way all day long, but
That's interesting. Izzy says, "What's up, man?" He says, "Satanism in music shouldn't be distinguished between a genre. A lot of pseudo Satanists think that way." I agree. I think connecting Satanism with one particular type of music is it's like devil worship with metal. I mean that's it's just not really. There's not a direct connection. Um, and even Anton LaVey was saying back in the day that the most satanic music is going to be classical if you just want core emotional power to come out of the music.
yeah,
um, but I think earlier on he said he thinks Frank Sinatra is more satanic than King Diamond. That does it for me, but definitely not for everyone. I was
yeah,
talking with a Denarden one time, and he had made some offhand. We were talking about what is satanic in expression and in life and stuff like that. And he was saying something about someone he knew really loved Britney Spears. And so the emotional empowerment that they were getting out of whatever music that she was singing, or the moment that they were listening to it, was satanic to them in that moment. And because I think it's a very personal experience, it's a very personal interpretation of what's going on, I think any music can be satanic if it takes you to that emotional core that you're looking for, you know?
Absolutely.
I'm starting to get bugged that your face isn't moving.
Yeah, I know. I've been frozen for a long fucking time, man.
I mean, I don't want to hang up and reconnect because that'll take too long. And if there is an issue, then it could totally fuck us. I don't know. Do you want to try it? I don't know. It just happened regardless. Holy shit. Well, hi everyone. We're going to try this. You there?
Are we back?
We're back. Beautiful. Maybe
That's
we'll
right.
just do that again next time. Once you notice yourself frozen.
I was gonna say I froze again already. Fuck.
That would be terrible. All right, well let's move on here. I do have a track from Eyes of Octavia here. Do you want to listen to that for a little bit and give the good folks watching a taste?
Sure, let's go.
Just the way this is mixed, you're not going to end up hearing the music itself because it's all fed directly into YouTube, not through Skype. So just bear with me with it for a second here. So this is Midnight Rain, Eyes of Octavia. I put 2017. I'm not 100% sure that it was done in 2017. Like, when did you write this?
I wrote this song actually, let's see here, it was probably 2015. So
I'm going to fix that while we're chatting with the power of technology. I gotta be honest, when I heard this the first time, I immediately thought of Velvet Underground for some, not Velvet Underground, but Velvet Revolver for some reason.
well, that's good.
I don't know if it's the guitar or it's the vocal or just for some reason it just sort of kicked in my head. Hopefully people can hear this pretty well. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. So is this your drumming and everything?
Yeah, in this one I did everything, like I said, except for the bass guitar and the guitar solo, but everything else is me.
Princess Beth is asking, what have you found to be your favorite guitar so far?
I've played so many different kinds of guitar, but honestly, I'm gonna say the one that always fit me and I get the best tone out of was a BC Rich.
I know nothing about guitars, so I'm gonna say awesome. Me too.
Yeah. What's funny is most of the album was recorded with a BC Rich Warlock. So.
That vibrato down, man. Lex says he likes PRS guitars.
That's one I've never tried.
I'm digging the guitar for you. Princess Brothers saying Dan Electron has an amazing time as well. I'm not sure what that reference means, amazing time. Tone, okay.
Oh, yeah. It does.
Yeah, Frank says that cool vibe of the music, well done. It is very, like, sort of post-GNR feel to it. You know?
Yeah. I've had the best reference I've ever heard, and it, whether it's true or not, it was just awesome hearing it like that. A guy told me that my music reminded him of Judas Priest, but in the key of C.
Oh, well, let's talk a little Brackish Tide here. Everyone, you can go to the URL that's scrolling on the screen, and you can listen to this full track, and there's some other tracks there as well that you can explore. So let's talk a little Brackish Tide. How did you guys get together with that? What's that band like?
Well, that was really just me trying to get back into something around here, and one day, a gentleman named Murdoch contacted me and said they were looking for a new drummer, and he had heard my Eyes of Octavia project, so I went over, started playing with them, and that's been about a year ago. Now with that one, you know, we play shows, and we're in studio right now, recording an album. We actually just released a track last week, and that premiered on the Devil You Know podcast. That was a blast.
Oh no. Okay, you're back.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, premiering it that way was awesome. And that's the first song that we've done with me as the drummer, because they had an album out before I joined. But yeah, they're a good group of guys. And what was funny, how I kind of gravitated toward them, because the singer of that project, Donald Thomas, he's a Satanist as well, and he's been a card carrying member for, I think, like 10 years. So
Right on.
yeah.
Did he know that you were a Satanist too when you guys were connected?
Not initially. Not initially. I ended up going over his house, and he had this, we call him Goat, and he had the goat cave, and I walked in, and it's just like this fucking horror themed outbuilding, and it was amazing. And we just started talking, and I'm looking around, and you see all these books, the Satanic Bible, rituals, the Satanic scriptures. I was like, ah, ha, ha, ha. Me too. So
That's cool. I know what you know.
yeah, brother.
It's weird though, right? I don't. It's not very often you run across another Satanist. I grew up my entire young adult life never meeting one.
Yeah, that was. He said that I think I was the second person that he had met, like, face to face in this area. He was the first. I had never met anybody.
That's wild. It's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are going to be releasing an album, like you're
Probably,
recording it now. When do you think it'll be coming out?
probably not till later 2018. With those guys, see that, and that's one thing I found that's easier too when you do your own music, and it's just me. I go to the studio on my own time, and I can knock everything out. But with a band, you know, you've got 5 individuals with families and jobs, and it's hard finding time for everyone to go up and do something together. So it's a little slower with the Brackish Tide project, but we're getting there. And yeah, 2018 should definitely be the year that album drops.
Hell yeah. So is that track on the Reverb Nation site for Brackish Tide that was debuted on TDYK?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up there, and you can buy that one. So.
Yeah. Well, definitely go listen to that interview on TDYK, guys, and listen to that track and check out Reverb Nation and stuff for that as well. I also have a little video of you playing with a small Irish pub or something. Like, what was that about?
Yeah, actually, and there was an Irish pub that opened up in my neighborhood. That was the first one around, so it was fucking fantastic. And after the first month, there was all these local musicians, these Irish musicians, who started showing up, and the owner was like, "Hey, man, just go set up in the corner, no problem, no big deal." Well, after a couple more months, it just grew to be this normal every Tuesday night thing, and it was massive. I mean, you got 10, 15 people there with these instruments.
Yeah.
So I was there one night, and one of the guys had brought an instrument called a bodhrán. It's basically a drum that kind of sits straight up, and you rock on it, rhythmically like that. And I already owned one, and I knew how to play, so I just walked over to him. I was like, "Hey, can I join you guys?" And he handed me the drum, and we just started playing. I had no idea what they were playing, what was coming or anything. So I'm just sitting there kind of going with it, as I hear it. So, but it was fun.
Well, let's listen to this, and we can talk over it a little bit and just sort of see what it was like. I'm a sucker for folk music. Especially Irish or Scottish folk music. I love it.
Oh yeah. And as we're playing, I started seeing flashes, and I looked over, and everyone's got their cameras out there all recording. So I was like, but it was a blast. Especially this old guy you see right now with these. I don't even know what that instrument's called, but he is a bad motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I'm my ancestry is Scottish, and so I always do the Renaissance festivals, and I love just taking it with the music so much.
Oh yeah. I've always loved Irish music, and like I said, when this came around, I just had to be part of it.
That's awesome. They're just like, "Oh, you know how to play this? Come on in. Let's do this."
That's right. And see, what's funny is this isn't a band. These guys are all from random areas in the area who come together and play songs that they know.
I get a scissor witch in there and play with the accordion. Oh yeah, Flogging Molly is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey Izzy, it's after 5. You should have a pint.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
I don't want to hang too long on this, but I'm really liking it. This is fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See, there's a plant. Yep, that's right. There's a plant right there. Look, and you see the guy stop playing? He's like, "I see that fucking thing." Oh yeah.
So we're gonna give shout outs to the different places that you can go to listen to the different bands and stuff afterward here, but you also write, is that correct?
Yeah. I've been writing 2 books for a couple years now. I take my time with everything because I think if you rush things, sometimes it can be lacking, and people see that. So, and I'm also not going to claim that because I've waited so long, it's going to be a masterpiece. So lower your expectations. So, but yeah, I've been writing two books. One of them is a book about a demon who has just been wandering the earth for centuries, and he keeps a daily journal, and he records everything that he does, every horrific thing that he does to people. Um, he keeps it as a journal, and it
So it's
reads
gonna
that
be a
way.
children's book then.
Exactly. It's I really expect people to read this to their children as they go to bed at night.
Disemboweled the neighbor today. His dog wouldn't
Oh,
shut up.
oh, man, I tell you, when Eric, it was Eric Vernor
Mhm.
who I submitted one of the stories to, and I told him, I said, man, I know you're probably used to this kind of stuff, but this shit is sick. It's like seriously twisted, and there's just don't judge me, man. You know? So, but I sent it to him. He read it, and it was like an hour later. He was like, "Yeah, it's absolutely. I'm putting it in a book." So he ended up putting it in a book that called Terror in London. And let's see here. Where's it at? Got it right here.
Yeah, it looks like that's still available from Dark Moon Press, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is. And I think it's only $10, but it's a lot of great stories from people I didn't even know of. But
Mm.
it's a great read across the board. Especially because I'm in it. So
Yeah, Izzy says it sounds like Mr. Begone by Clive Barker. Have you read that one yet?
that is a killer book. I love that book.
Yeah.
That is a killer book. That one reads more of, well, have you ever read it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that one reads more of him just talking to you
Mm-hmm. Sort of
through the book.
narrating his experiences.
Yeah, through the book. So this one reads more of him. He's not so much talking to you. He's just kind of reiterating what he did with his day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A
but
little more
yeah,
like Bram Stoker, Dracula, like sort of diary oriented.
yes, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Um, Princess Beth is asking, where do you draw your inspiration for your writing?
Misery. Um, honestly, honestly, I'm at
He's
my
like,
most.
I have 5 kids. That's where I draw
Exactly.
it.
It's usually about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when they've all come home from school, and I'm like, "Shut up!" So
I can't take it.
it's just about the time I pull out the Glock and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "I'm just gonna write," So
Not today. Not
yeah, not today.
today.
But yeah,
That's funny.
honestly, it's when I'm at my when things are going shitty
Mm.
and just I'm sad and or depressed or whatever, that's when my best writing happens. And it's the same way with music. When I'm happy and giddy and everything's great, it's really hard for me to write.
Mm.
But when shit hits the fan, man, I just kind of go inside and everything kind of comes out.
That's cool. I think it's
So there,
important, man. You
that
gotta.
right there, that
What's,
right there is probably why it takes me so long to do everything because I'm not so fucking sad all the time.
yeah. Yeah. You gotta get to your not so happy place
Exactly.
to get to the writing.
Yeah.
I think it's important to stretch your creative legs. I mean, you may be a fantastic painter, but if you don't put your pen to paper, you'll never know if you could be a potentially as equally good poet. Like it's
Yeah.
always, I think, really important to stretch your creative legs and see where it takes you. And if you find out it doesn't work, find something else. But at least
Exactly.
continually try to grow. So I think that's awesome. So darkmoonpress.com, and that's Terror in London. Anthology, right? It's just a bunch of short
Y-
stories.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And I would say with writing for anybody, the first sentence is the hardest.
Mm.
Once you get the first sentence down, usually things start to flow. But it's always just when you're sitting there in front of that blank page going, like what the hell, so but
Yeah, I just do all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy until it starts flowing.
yeah.
Or I stop watching The Shining. One of the two. I don't know which. Yeah, Frank's got 6 kids. What the fuck, man?
Well, you know what? I don't care. I'm not playing catch up here. This isn't a fucking. This isn't a game.
Well, whoop did it do? Congratulations. You can have them, all right? We don't want
Yeah,
them.
I'll take one of yours if you pay me $500 a week.
Yeah, I can imagine. 5 would be challenging. 6 would be just as challenging. I mean, I grew up in a household of 5 kids, and so just this sort of drama that went on in that family unit made me not want to have that many. Like,
don't get me wrong. I hate them. I fucking hate them. I mean, they all suck. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just, no.
I don't even know their names.
They're great. Yeah, I just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
See, and I always just say, you!
Yeah.
You come here! What are you doing? No, not you, you!
Oh, I mixed their names up so much. Oh my God. I'm always calling them all the wrong name. And they're like my son is named Liam. And I'll call him Odd, and he's like, no, I'm Liam. I'm like, I fucking know, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of you know what I meant going on in my house. I'm like, just stop listening to that. I'm not listening to that. You know what I mean. Just stop it.
Oh yeah, my kid, my oldest son, he's a character. I've said that to him before. I'm like, you know what I mean, and he's like, no, I don't. oh, so. Yeah,
I'm gonna go get my Glock until you figure out what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you also are running your own show, right? Your own internet show.
It is on. Yeah, it's on hiatus. It's called Unholier Than Thou, and it's the same basic idea as as this one and all the others, except it's the same basic goddamn thing. I'm ripping you off, man. I'm just taking all your shit. No.
It's all good. There's enough eyeballs for everyone.
Yeah. Well, actually, my vision of it was a little bigger than my bank account, and I actually wanted it kind of at a desk, and I had a monitor next to me, and I was actually going to put the guest up on the monitor and be like staring at the screen, almost like a newscast kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to work the kinks out, and I realized you have to know about computers.
It helps.
If you're gonna use them, you have to know about them, because and I'm gonna give credit to Blake Turner here, because there were so many times I'm just like, fuck, what am I doing wrong, and he's just like, I don't know, man. It's working for me. So, but yeah, I'm straightening everything out, and I've still got a bunch of people who agreed to do the show, and they said they're still interested and everything. And mine, I had a couple of musicians, Karen Stever from up in Canada. She does her own band, Stever, and actually Pamela Moore agreed to do this show. And for some of you who don't know that, she sang as Sister Mary on the Operation Mindcrime album for Queensryche. So yeah, hell yeah. When she said yeah, I was just like, shit.
I gotta get this shit working.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I keep in contact with her, and she's like, yeah, whenever you're ready. So.
Hell yeah. So do you have any ETA on when that's coming back up, or what?
I guarantee it'll be up and running within the next 5 years. No, I'm just kidding. No, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months, I'll have everything worked out. I've actually got a gentleman that is working with me, and he's a computer geek, so he knows what I don't. So
nice. Nice. I need my own computer geek with our phrases and shit like that. Or to just remind me not to have the mute on before the show.
Yeah, I know, right? It's all right. It makes everything more interesting.
Yeah, well, I hope so. We'll give everyone a shout out of all your different projects and where they can find them online.
products.
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently sponsored right now by the. No, I'm just. You can find Eyes of Octavia, Brackish Tide, all them on Facebook, and the links for the Reverb Nation are all there. With Eyes of Octavia, with Reverb Nation, I think it's under Eyes of Octavia 2.
Yeah.
And the Brackish Tide is just Brackish Tide. But yeah, on Facebook, Eyes of Octavia, it's Eyes of Octavia Forever. So.
Okay.
But
and then
yeah.
the Terror in London book, Dark Moon Press.
Yeah, Dark Moon Press.
Terror in London, and
Yep.
then Unholier Than Thou is when it's back up. Unholier
Yeah.
Than Thou. 666.
You can still find Unholier Than Thou on, just look it up on Facebook on the search and you'll find it. And you can go ahead and like it and subscribe to it, so that way when it does come back on, you'll know what's happening.
Hell yeah. Well, we have a treat for everyone. We're gonna do a little bit of a game show here. Are you ready to get into this?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, this is straight up ripoff of the Tonight Show's True Confessions. For those of you who don't know, but we're gonna be joined by someone here. So give me a second to set this up, and let's see if I can get it working. Maybe. You don't want to see all my contacts, do you, people? Sorry, I'm texting with the guest here. Trying to get him in here. There should be a little bit of music underneath all of this for the audience. But let me talk to you about the format of this game show if you've never actually seen it before. So there's going to be 3 of us, hopefully, if we can get Adam Cardone in here. He's going to be the special guest. Maybe not. He says he's ready, so we're going to try to get him up. And each of us have an A and a B story. And we have to determine whether or not that story is true. And that's pretty much the premise. So, there's A and B. And I've got A and B on my side as well. So let me see if I can get him back here. And I'm not sure I like how all of my contacts are just there. There's actually no prizes on this one, Princess Beth, but it's just for some fun. Something different, you know? Just give me a second as we try to get this going. So, have you seen this, like on YouTube or anything before?
I had, yeah. Yeah. Actually, I didn't know about it until you mentioned it to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't often watch Skype. I don't often watch YouTube videos like this. But, sorry, trying to get this all working at the same time is a little bit up and down. But this one, I just thought was a lot of fun, you know, just a little bit of goofiness, having a little bit of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ida, you're right. Gremlin. We've had Gremlins throughout this whole show. I've had problems connecting with him on Skype before in the past. I mean, when we did Third Side, there was a premiere episode with Adam Cardone, and that was riddled with technical difficulties. So I should have expected this, to be quite honest. But
Come on, Adam, use your magic.
yeah, I'm gonna somehow do this. Oh, there he is. You there, man? I can hear you.
I'm here, bro.
It is Adam Cardone. How are you, man?
What's up? I'm good. What's going on?
So,
I see familiar faces.
yeah, I've got Lorcan here with me, and we are
What's
live streaming, but I don't see you. Do you have a camera you can turn on?
How do I turn it on? Let's see.
It should be like a little camera icon or something like that.
Oh, there we go. Let's see.
There's the
There
man.
he is.
Am I on?
Yeah,
can't
you
even
are
see.
on.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're sort of sandwiched between us.
Oh, there we go. Hey, what's
Yes,
up?
you are.
So, all right. So, do you have your two stories? Your A and B?
I have two stories.
Fantastic. So then I'm
I
gonna
do.
have Lorcan. How about you ask Adam Cardone here? Tell him A or B. What story you want him to give us? We have to decide whether it's real or it's fake. We have 1 minute to ask questions. I've got a timer right here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay. I love this. This is gonna be.
No.
I love this. This is gonna be.
Click.
Fuck.
Cricket.
Yeah, I know, right?
Son of a bitch. Come back. Come on, man. Of course. Why would it not happen?
I wonder if he knows. He's probably just sitting there just talking.
Hey, this is part of the fun of a live show, people. So enjoy.
Actually, just to let everybody know, you have just now taken part in a happening.
Yeah, that's great.
There are no mistakes on this show.
It's all intentional.
Right.
To make you fix your screen. Yeah. Why is it all in black and white? It's part of the this style of what I was going for, but it just crashed. This dude. You know what would be the worst is if his battery just died on his phone. So fitting.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay, so I appreciate everyone hanging in there. Oh gosh. Okay, so you know what? If he's gonna be right back, I don't want to start without him, but I don't know how long this could take because he's not responding. So his phone literally may have just died. If he comes back, he's gonna come back. I'm gonna break out to the audience. If any one of you wants to join in this until we can get Adam Cardone back, give me your Skype email and I'll call you and we'll get you in on this like right now. So if you're up for it, let's do this. And if Adam Cardone comes back, then we'll just add him to the chat.
That's right. We'll have a four-way.
Yes, Nicholas, this is yeah, it's gonna be an awesome four-way. Oh, is
Hello.
he back? Oh, sweet.
What the heck happened?
I don't know, man. I'm glad you're back.
Dude, I have horrible luck with technology.
I was telling this story
Literally.
like when we did the Third Side episode. It was riddled with technical issues too.
It's nonstop because my phone it says 25%
Oh, shit.
and it's still shut off.
Oh well, we gotta hurry up. All right.
No, we're good. I'm charging it now.
Oh, okay.
I've got the charger on now. Yeah. All right. So we got two stories.
Yeah. So Lorcan, should Adam give his A or B story?
Well. Oh no. No.
No,
No,
Okay.
here.
All right. Let's see. Well, he's an A+ magician, so I want his B story.
Oh,
okay.
I like it. Okay.
All right, hold on.
So
Let me
here's
set
the
the
B
timer.
story.
We got 1 minute
Yep,
to ask
how
you
long do I
questions.
So I tell the story really quick, right?
No, just tell the story and then I'll start the timer for the minute.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, you ready?
Ready?
So I was doing a magic show. This is a magic show story at Brookdale Hospital it's in Brooklyn. It's like a famous hospital, and it was for sick kids and the doctors, and it was like I think it's like their holiday party. So I'm doing the straitjacket escape. It's hot. I'm sweaty. I'm tired. I shit my pants.
Shut up.
It just kind of, I don't know. I was physically exhausted, tired, and yeah.
All right. Start the clock. Start the
Yeah.
clock.
Yeah.
right.
So there you go.
Go.
Story short.
All right. Yeah. So what kind of pants were they?
I've always been wearing the same pants. They're black polyester Levi's.
Was it a lot or was it like a Hershey squirt?
It was like a big Hershey squirt.
Did anyone else notice that you had done it?
It was, yeah.
What did they do?
No.
Oh.
Well, the problem is, I don't know if you've seen straitjackets. There's a crotch strap. There's a strap that goes around the crotch. So I had to undo I mean, I could tell it was all damp inside, you know? So I finished the escape, finished the act, and then went to the bathroom. Yeah.
All right, wait a second. So
I don't.
there was like
Yeah.
no other sign. No one knew anything. You just shit your pants and then went about the show like a professional.
No one knew. I was exactly what I did.
Did
Now,
you tell
if this
him-
was a
did you-
nightclub,
did you tell him it was part of the act?
they didn't know anything. They just
Ta-da.
thought I was getting out of
Ta-da.
a straitjacket. Yeah, they didn't.
All
they
right,
didn't
the
know-
time.
Now, if I was in a nightclub, I might have been like, I shit my pants. I might have if I was doing a night.
All right, the timer just ran up. What do you think, Lorcan? I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say bullshit.
It could see, and
Bullshit.
thing is, I could see it happening. Like you're in the heat of a moment, and it just sort of like I don't know. I
Yeah,
want
I
to
know-
think that he is a professional enough that he would continue with the show must go on.
But I'm also gonna say that even for your show, I don't think he would tell a fucking soul that happened.
I don't know. I've heard him
That's a
pee
good point.
live on tape. So
So I
Oh,
call
that's
it
right.
bullshit.
Yeah. One of those guys.
all right, so you're saying no, Lorcan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's got to be true. It's got to be true. What is it?
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear the other story first?
No, we're only doing the one story.
Oh, that one's fake. That's Kim was right.
Ah,
Yep.
I see through you.
Yep. Yeah.
You
No,
know
it's
why?
funny.
You know what? Because he was talking and everything seemed so genuine, and it was just I shit my pants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny because I did a show last year. I just was at an art show, and I was just telling people I shit my pants twice last year. Both random, insane occurrences. One of them was after a show. So that's why I was like, okay, I mixed that story with a time that I did a straitjacket escape and had problems getting out, and I kind of combined the two. So,
Damn.
yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Nice.
All right, Adam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you wanna? We'll just do it in a circle here. So, do you think I should give you my A story or my B story?
Me, I say A.
Okay. Let me see what my A story was. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, so this one. Okay, so when I was a young man, I even into like high school and stuff, I would go crash at friends' house and we just hang out all night, and in the middle of the night go out and just sort of crawl the city. One of his buddies has a Bronco, and he came over and we were just gonna go drive around. And they were like, "Hey, have you ever car surfed before?" And I was like,
Ooh.
"Yeah, I totally do that all the time." I had no idea what the fuck car surfing was. And they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to go first and then you can go next." I was like, "Okay, cool." So the friend that I was crashing at his house, he got up on the Bronco and we went into a school yard. And they were just sort of doing circles, and they're like, "Lean into the turns, make sure you do that." And he's up there just sort of surfing on top of the car as they were driving around. And I was like, this is going to be fucking easy as hell. And so I get up there and we're going in circles and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, "All right, let's go to the street. Let's go to the street. Let's take this, go a little further." They take a turn and I lean left when I should have leaned right. And I flew off the car, off the top of the Bronco.
Ooh.
And I face planted and I just laid there. And I heard one of the last things was the friend that I was crashing at. He's like, "He's fucking dead. Drive. And they started fucking driving away. So that's my story.
Wow. I mean, that sounds pretty.
So let me start the timer really quick.
Yeah.
1 minute starts now.
Wait, so they drove away, correct?
Yes.
Did they come
ever
back?
come back? Yeah.
They did in fact come back. I was twitching and I yelled out just like in fucking Monty Python, "I'm not dead!" So they
Oh
ended
my
up coming back.
God. I think it's a real story. I don't know.
I don't know, but you gave a lot of detail in there, man. You're either telling the truth or you're just a really good fucking liar.
Well, that's it. Well, you're right. Sometimes too much detail is a sign, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything left to ask. Was it a real road?
It was a real road. It was
Oh
a
yeah,
suburban
not a dirt
back
road. It could have been a dirt road, right?
Oh right.
Cause-
It
Do
was
you remember what season?
I'm gonna have to say like late spring, early summer.
Hmm.
And you said you face planted. So I mean, did you
I
have to
was
go to the
fucked
hospital?
up. No. I just had road rash on one side of my face. Oh, there's the timer. For a long time. In fact, it's sort of. Well, I'll tell you this afterward. How do I fucking stop this damn thing? Okay, so timer's up. What do you guys think? Truth?
Definitely real. 100% real.
I'll say true.
Yeah.
You guys are right. That is absolutely
Yeah.
true.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my stepdad came to pick me up the next morning, and he was like, "What happened to you? Why didn't you call us?" Because we're not supposed to go crawl in the city at night. And I was like, I didn't have my seatbelt on, and the door wasn't closed all the way, so he asked me to close the door, and I opened it, and he made a turn, and I fell out of the door, like trying to make up some bullshit story. So maybe that's a story I should have told you guys. But
Yeah, that's funny.
it's total bullshit. All right, so Lorcan, I think I want to hear. So Adam gave his B story. I gave my A story. Let's do B for you, Lorcan.
B. All right. When I was about 13 years old, me and my father were getting ready to take a little hike in the woods, and we see two people standing off in the distance near the back of the property. And he tells me to stay here, and he goes over, and I see him talking to these two dudes, and he ends up sending me back in the house, and come to find out they were just digging this huge ass hole. And at the time I had no idea what they were doing and everything, but years later he told me that these two guys had admitted to him that they were digging my grave.
Wait, okay, hold on. Was that it? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, timer starts now. Later on they told you they were digging your grave?
Not him, or not them, my father.
So your dad walked up to them and said, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We're digging your boy's grave."
Yeah.
What the hell? Now wait, did you ever find out why they said that?
Yeah, actually I spoke to one of the guys later, and he said that they were just getting into some really strange shit, and the guy had convinced him that I had to die, and they were digging my grave. They even had a little headstone with the first letter of my last name on it.
What?
Yeah, this is weird.
This is very late 80s horror movie. I'm not sure I can... So, before the time is up, what were they wearing when they were digging your grave?
Oh, I only saw them from a distance and everything, but one of the kids was from my neighborhood, one wasn't. But they were just wearing just normal clothes. I think actually around the time it was when everyone was wearing those overalls as just a statement. So one of the guys was wearing overalls.
They were kids.
Yeah,
they were younger?
Yeah, one of them, I was 13. One of the guys was 14, and the guy he was with was much older. I think he was 18 or 19.
Right,
Well, see, I was going to say the story's bullshit, but now it sounds like there's some truth to this, so...
Yeah, the timer's up. What do you think? I don't know. It's crazy enough that I can see nuggets of truth.
Bullshit, it's because...
Yeah?
Well, that's it. If the story's crazy enough, sometimes it's real, because it's like, why would you make that up? It's so crazy. So, if I had to assess this from my magician, psychic-y gig kind of guy, I would say if it's a real story, or if it's a fake story, he mixed it with something else. It's like my story. I combined kind of two stories and made a new fake story.
Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like to me, but that's what I'm going to say. It's not real. He combined it with something else.
Yeah, it's a little too late 80s horror movie for me.
It might be half true, but it's missing some elements there that aren't real.
Yeah.
He added something to it. That's
Two
what I would say.
kids digging a hole for another kid. That's very like Damien Eccles.
Yeah. yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm calling false too.
Yeah, me too.
It is absolutely 100% true.
What?
Wow!
Come on!
Damn.
Oh my!
What were these?
Yeah.
What the hell were these kids doing?
Yeah, we were walking back there, And actually, one of these older kids who just moved into the area had made friends with my next door neighbor, and he got him into some really weird shit. They were making little crosses out of twigs and nailing frogs to them.
Oh, they were full on, like.
Yeah, they really got into some strange shit, and he convinced my next door neighbor that I needed to die. So they went in my backyard and started digging my grave, and they had stolen a grave marker with the first letter of my last name on it, and they were gonna actually just bury me and mark it. They were gonna. He told me it was years later we brought it back up, and I asked him like what was it all about, because my father never told me.
Good Lord.
Yeah, he stood back there with them and made them fill the hole back in.
Was there crystal meth involved?
Yeah.
No. Well, my father.
That's a good one.
For some reason, my father just made them fill it back in. He never did anything. He never called the cops. He just assumed that, oh, I'm gonna make these badasses fill this in. They're gonna leave my kid alone.
He's like, you know what? I can see where you two are coming from. I really can. I feel you, but not today.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I hate the little fucker too, but we're not burying him here, okay? So
not in my backyard.
No,
those are the kind of kids that ruin it for all the other kids cult stuff.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
No more
You're the ones
digging
who
in the
go too
backyard.
far.
You may be trying to bury the neighbor kid.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Wow,
That's
you got us
amazing.
both on that one.
All right, I want to hear the other story now. Can we just hear that just for the fun of it?
What, mine?
Yeah, well, both of yours. I want to hear what
Yeah.
the other one would be. So if that
Okay.
was true, what was your lie?
All right, I said I got so high when I was 15 years old, I walked for 12 hours looking for a Krispy Kreme.
I would have believed that 100%.
Wait. I missed that you were looking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Getting a slow. Yeah, now I can. Yeah.
All right, I got so high when I was 15 years old, I started walking and walked for 12 hours looking for a Krispy Kreme.
Oh, see, that's believable.
Yeah. I mean, the 12 hours part is excessive, but if maybe
If you
brought
told
some
both
with
of
you,
these stories, I would have guessed that this one was the fake one and the other one was real, just because the other one, why would you make that up? You know what I mean? It's so far-fetched that would be the real one. Wow.
that's crazy. All right, Adam, what was your other one?
That's great. My other one was the first time I went on tour. I had just been married. Like, I had been married literally like 3 days before we went on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in LA, and my band it's 5 dudes, 2 gay dudes, 3 straight dudes. So me and the other one of the straight dudes went to bed at someone's house. I laid on the floor. I was like, I'm going to bed. It's too late. The other guys went out, and that's all I remember. The next thing I know, I wake up in the middle of the night, and there's a girl on top of me, blonde, sucking on my neck, and they're standing there laughing with a video camera. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on, guys? And they're like, say hi to Tracy. And I'm like, hi, Tracy, what are you doing? And then her tits are out, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck? And they're like, say hi to Tracy Lords, Adam. And I'm like, hi, Tracy. What? Yeah. They picked her up in a gay bar. She was cruising for straight dudes.
That's real? That really happened?
That really happened. It's
Get
on
the
film.
fuck out of here.
That was my
That's what I
first
was gonna
porno,
tell-
was Tracy Lords.
Yep. Well, it's funny because I saw her in an elevator at a horror convention like not that long ago. And she was standing beside me, and I was going to be like,
That's how it was
I'm
gonna
not
be.
even going to bother. Yeah, I was going to tell. I was like, I don't know if you remember this, but there's like no way she remembers because she was wasted. But my other bandmate went home with her. He went back to her house.
That's
She had a
crazy.
recording studio in her house. Yeah.
That's incredible.
True story. Yep.
Oh my
So
god.
I was going to tell that and the other one, and I was like,
You
we're
win.
both-
You win. Just because of that, you win.
Yeah,
You win.
That's true.
Yeah, that's like, but yeah, that's a real story. Like, and I literally just been married. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is the gods tempting me here. Like, holy
my
shit.
Gosh. Yeah, I would have caved.
She
on
wasn't
that
attractive. She was pretty like, nah, she looked bad. She was fucked up.
one. Oh, really?
Oh yeah. She was like, ah, and then she was like, turn the camera off. Yeah, yeah, it was not cute.
And he still did it.
on this young
And he-
boy's neck.
Yeah, and he still
What
did
is
it.
it?
She was all fucked up, and he still did her. That says a lot about you, Mister.
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do
Hey,
anything.
the
No,
show
I
must
did
go
nothing.
on.
Yeah. I was actually, I like pushed her off. I said no. I was like,
What are you?
Yeah, it was like too scary. I was like, oh God. It's like too much. It was not attractive.
Girl. Poor girl.
Yeah.
You look great in your films, but in reality,
Yeah, no. She I saw her recently. She looked pretty good for her age. She must be in her mid-50s, right? She's like 50 years old.
I think that's
Around.
that's right.
Yeah, she looks
Because
good. She looks
she was still underage in the porno that I had seen.
Yeah, that's right. The
So-
one, that one is She looks great in Crybaby. The movie Crybaby.
Right. Yeah.
That's like her pinnacle of cute.
I think the last thing I saw her in was Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
That's right.
Yeah, she was in
She
that.
made a few legit movies. Yeah. She seems pretty smart actually. But she was cruising for straight guys in the gay bar. So
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
crazy. Yeah.
I think you and me were talking about that because I used to go dance in a gay bar.
Yeah.
And I used to tell my friends, like, dude, that's where you meet straight girls. Like, it's great.
I tell you what, dude.
'Cause
Next
they're
time I'm out your way, we're hitting a gay bar.
I got a few. Yeah. Straight dudes stealing all the chicks away from the gay dudes.
Lorcan, and I'm out.
Yeah. Straight chicks.
All right. So my other one, which was false,
Oh, yeah.
but it has kernels of truth, was my sisters. When I was a little kid, they would dress me up like a girl. And then separate from, just because they're girls and they don't, they want to dress someone up, or they were testing my sexuality as a young man. I don't know which. And they would have me like do dance routines with them because this was like, Footloose era where it was a lot of Whitney Houston. It was a lot of like dance movies. And so I would have to do these routines with them. And so my story was that they dressed me up and made me do this dance routine for their friends, which never actually happened, but separately those two things did happen. So.
Okay, yeah, those are the time that would have fooled me. Story.
Now,
Whenever you mix two stories to make a new one is when it's.
I would have said true, and I would have said that explains a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I finally
That's a good story.
understand.
Yeah.
I think a lot of dudes that had older sisters had shit like that. I kind of remember my sister dressing me up when I was little.
They did full makeup, and what was messed up
That's
is
hilarious.
they were like, "You look really good," and so in my head, I'm like, "Oh fuck, I look good as a girl. Am I a guy or am I like?" As a little kid, I was fucked up for a little bit. It was messed up.
You know what's
cute.
funny? You know what's funny is I had a brother, and he used to do the same thing.
Ah,
I'm kidding.
that's funny. I love it.
I have shared that before. All right, man. Well, that's the after show.
That was fun.
Thank you guys so much, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us for this.
You got it, dude. I literally just walked in the door and I was like, "Oh shit, cool! I can do this."
I'm so glad you were able to. This entire show has been
Totally.
riddled with like internet issues, so it's
It's the
all
internet.
good.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
cyber.
Yeah.
But
Well,
look
thank
at
you
this.
so much.
But look at this. Look at this. Look at this stream of amazing faces we have here and
Yeah.
everything. This is going to be your
Look at the
top
same.
grow show.
Let me get the same scale
Yes.
of head as you guys. Yeah, no.
Very cool.
This is the power panel is what we're talking about.
The power panel.
Well, Adam, before you leave, is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to promote? What's going on in your life?
Yes. Kind of cool. Tomorrow night at midnight, the 50th anniversary issue of New Yorker magazine comes out, and it's kind of a big deal because it's one of the, I think New Yorker's like top 5 on Earth. It's like a big magazine, you know. It's like everybody reads this thing. So there's an article in it on New York City's top clergymen, and take a guess who's in it.
No way.
Yep, it's pretty wacky. Yeah. So here's why it's a big deal. It's a big deal for 2 reasons. A lot of people are going to see this.
Mm-hmm.
B, it's me coming out of the closet big time. I mean, this is like, I don't consider myself in the closet with this, but I don't consider myself out of the closet because if you watch my Facebook, I never directly make posts about it.
Yeah.
I'll be subtle about it, and this is very like ba-boom. Like, so
That's incredible. incredible, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. I guarantee you the best part of this whole thing is I wish I could be there when all the big cardinals, the rabbis, there's the head Scientology guy in this thing, and it's a big photo and then a little blurb.
Yeah.
And then me. So, but the best part is the guys that took the photo, Martin Scholler Studios, which is a big one. They just did Clint Eastwood. Like they're doing all these big shots. When I came in, they were like, "Dude, we're so glad you're here. We've been dealing with religious people all week." I'm like, "Cool."
Now we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, dude, they had a blast, and then they sent me a message yesterday. Hey, dude, it comes out on midnight. We're throwing our wrap party for this photojournalism essay that took a month to shoot. We want to celebrate by coming to your show. So the whole fucking photo crew is coming to see my show on Saturday night at the nightclub.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's kind of awesome. So guess which Reverend they like the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's badass, man. Congratulations.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, not at all.
No, they were really, really fun, very respectful. As soon as I started explaining what we do and what it is, they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense. Totally cool." Like they were into it. They got it. So that's tomorrow night. So I'm a little nervous, or not tomorrow night, Saturday night. I'm sorry, It's Saturday night. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna get a little bit of backlash from it. I can tell you right now.
You're
I know
professional.
it's gonna do, but I think it's gonna also open some doors.
Yeah.
And if
To
anybody has
hell.
any problems, well, yeah, dude, I'm the same guy. That's the thing. It's not like that's the thing people don't realize. It's like I'm the exact same person I was 30 years ago.
Yeah,
So if anybody has a problem with it,
once they see it, you'll definitely see the people that
exactly
that
the
won't see it
shitheads
the
will
same
leave.
way again. So
Exactly, the shitheads will be like, "What the fuck?" And the real people that know me and get me as a human being will be like, "Of course!" Like, yeah, exactly. Like
We knew
now
that.
it makes sense. Yeah, we knew it, or of course he's that. Like whatever. So it's gonna be a neat little sociological experiment in my own life of what this does, and I don't know where it goes or what.
I
so.
just assumed you were Satan himself.
There you go. There you go. So that's what I'm just doing my own shit, and this popped up, and Peter gave heads up for this one, and again, it was an honor to be in this. I mean, I was honored. I was like, wow, this is cool that they're actually recognizing this as something important, So to me, that's a big deal. Like to be involved in the organization on that level, like getting props. I'm like, that's fucking cool, So
50 years.
any hoozles.
Congratulations, man. Well deserved.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. No, you guys, and what you guys do is awesome too. So we're all doing cool shit,
I don't do anything. I just sit here and turn air into carbon dioxide.
That's
I mean,
okay.
it's just
That's
It
important.
serves a purpose.
Yeah. We're all breathing this shit,
Hey, if there weren't lazy people, you guys wouldn't look good. All right.
I know exactly.
Really good.
It's all about doing your thing, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, and I hope to be working with you in the future on some other projects that I'm hoping you're aware of, but we haven't announced anything about.
Yeah, let me know, dude. I'm down for all sorts of shit. So
Cool.
It's all good.
Well, have a good night. Hail Satan, man.
Yep. Hail Satan. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Trying to get this set up again. All right, so that's the entirety of the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in live, bearing with the technical issues. The gremlins were strong. We had a gentleman, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name, Joel, I think, from Australia, where it's already Friday the 13th, and maybe you brought it on us, Joel. I think this is your fault.
Actually, I'll say that everything worked its way back out because of him. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. All right.
The
Half
luck of the
empty, half
13th.
full. I dig it, man. Thank you all for tuning in. And, little games like that at the tail end of a show, that's a lot of fun. We're going to have to do
Absolutely.
that again sometime.
That's
And
a blast.
I'll drag you on as the guest for someone else to surprise. Last chance. Let's let everyone know what's happening in your life, where they can find you.
Just Facebook, Eyes of Octavia, Brackish Tide, Unholier Than Thou. You know, you can find it all through that. Go through the posts, and you can find the Reverb Nation pages. Make sure you like all that stuff, and so you can keep track of what's going on. Brackish Tide album should be out early next year, and you should see two Eyes of Octavia albums out by the end of this year, if not by January or February of next year. But everything's coming soon, so.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and though it's taken a long time, I think it paid off. I've had a really good time here, man.
Oh, me too, man. It was a blast. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Until we can speak of the devil again, hail Satan.
Hail Satan.